Hey, what is up guys? So today I got a pretty insane replay. It is a Roid Loop OTK, and when I heard that title I was like, no way, this is not possible. You cannot pull off an OTK with the Roids. If you guys don't know what the Roids are, they're basically a bunch of cards with faces, and they're just really a bad archetype, but Soul Charge makes things possible. So what's interesting over here, we see I think it's a Monarch player over here. But what's interesting is he's running Jinzo Returner in it, which doesn't really work because Jinzo Returner basically misses the timing on everything, which kind of sucks. Otherwise, he'd be insane. This card would be super good if he didn't like miss timing. But yeah, it definitely looks like a type of Frog Monarch deck, but he's activating that defense draw, and I'll briefly go over the combo. It's not going to be too like meta or anything. It's not going to be something you're going to have to worry about. It's just kind of cool to see someone actually trying out Roids, because you know what? It's Roids. When's the last time you see anyone even trying to play the deck? But since they have a Loop OTK, I figured we'd share it with you guys. Pretty interesting, you know, way to actually beat your opponent, which is kind of funny. But I'll show you guys once it actually happens. But it's pretty standard Monarch players. I like how he tributes the Gores. But I mean, at this point, he probably realizes it's some type of stall deck, so I mean it's fine getting rid of Gores, because if you can banish the right card with Caius, he ended up banishing the Shardfree, which is a good thing to go for. But he's gonna go ahead and activate that Soul Charge. He's gonna be able to get out, you know, his stuff, and basically what dealt the damage right here, it's Cyber Summon Blaster. Each time a machine type monster is special summoned, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. You can actually inflict a bunch of damage. It doesn't have to be in a Roid OTK, but that's basically what is going to be used in it. But he's not going to pull off the OTK right now. We'll get into that in just a moment. And he happened to not hit the heart of the cards with it, but yeah, it's a really conditional OTK, so like I said, it's not going to be something you're going to have to worry about at all. But this is pretty crazy to actually see it pulled off. So we'll see the loop shortly right now, and it's going to be activating Rainbow Life, so you don't take any damage this turn. You actually heal that amount, and then he's going to be able to keep on crashing his monster over and over. So let me go ahead and pause right now and explain what is going on. So this is Decoy Roid over here. Its effect is when this card is face up on your setup field, your opponent cannot select a face up monster as an attack target, except for, you know, this card over here, but that's kind of relevant. You don't need them for that effect. You basically using the other two Roids that you got out with Soul Charge. It's Ambulance Roid, so it says when a Roid monster is added from your graveyard to your hand, you could special summon that monster. And then this card over here, the Rescue Roid, says when a Roid monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can return that monster to its owner's hand. So when it gets returned, you can actually special summon it. So you're going to be able to spam Decoy Roid over and over as long as you can keep on crashing it. You don't have to have Decoy Roid, it can be, you know, other things, but it's just basically you need these two. And this card, I like how it's a level 6 monster. Like, who's actually going to try to get this out without pulling off some type of shenanigans? But he's going to not only be able to burn his opponent to death and, you know, just win from that, but he's going to be able to heal up infinitely, which is kind of crazy too, because he activated Rainbow Life. Rainbow Life technically is not needed as long as you happen to have the right amount of life points. Basically, it's needed though. Very rarely will it not be needed, because you're going to have to crash a 300 monster into, you know, something that, depending on what they have. If they have a monster with maybe like 400 attack, which probably won't happen, or even if you can crash over and over, that would work also. But he's able to attack over and over with the same monster because it's being special summoned, you know, again after that. So normally you can only attack once with a monster per turn, but since it's dying and getting a re-special summon, you can still attack with it. Basically, this is a little loop over here, so that was kind of cool. I mean, I don't think he doesn't actually have an extra deck. Basically, it's a bunch of stall cards, and then he's able to have Rainbow Life. And then you don't need 2 Cyber Summon Blasters. Like I said, it's really conditional, but you need the two Roids that you'll need are Ambulance Roid and Rescue Roid. Rescue Roid, I would say, is the most difficult one to pull off because you can't limit reverse. There's a lot of things you just can't do to bring this card out. So it's like Soul Charge, maybe there's something else, but for the most part, I mean, you could technically call it Haunted it, but it's just not too viable to like tribute for it. So, and it's only got 1800 defense. You think that they'd at least give them good defense points because, you know, it's a 6-star, 1600 to 1800 defense. Like, it really needs a boost up there. But yeah, just a quick little OTK to share with you guys, and I think that this is, it's interesting. Like I said, when I heard the title, a Roid Loop OTK, I was like, I gotta see how this works. But like I said, Soul Charge makes everything possible, and we'll have to see if they actually touch Soul Charge, because it'll ruin a lot of these crazy combos. But let's see if the opponent quits. I don't know what actually happens at the end of this duel. I don't know if he quits or if he actually stays throughout the entire thing. I would have quit a long time ago, because at least that way, sometimes I feel like, you know what, I didn't get my opponent to make him smile. He's like, well, actually, they probably smile. They're like, oh, he rage quit. But yeah, I'd probably rage quit on this, not gonna lie, because losing to Roids, I mean, could you imagine losing to Roids? It's kind of embarrassing, but looks like he's gonna win by that damage. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Azneyes out.